I should do, I should test you on vibrations, every bucker. May your mind buckers and souls be old, may your omens be sound. May your buckers be leaven off the ground when we keep to the breath, the earth, the moth, or the seon. The soul raw them guides and keeps you old. I am my tata L-I-E-C-L-C-I. Amen Ra, Christ or a chaplain. I am truth awareness, true talk. Can be a part of the greatest transfer of my else, that's intelligence, terminology to unko to. This is sound logic, and with all that offered to you, being a fool is absolutely your choice. Go ra undo ra, I say, amen zeta. To Ray is Ray 1821. Go to Google, go to Apple. Download the KAGODORA, the Kagadora. Go to mothra.org if you can't download and pay the $17 to break the spell. Get off the Gregorian calendar. There's absolutely no elevation, no operating your higher self on the Gregorian timeline. Elevate through the solar step. Bookmark. Tab. Open up browser. Access digital sundial. Get the date, which is the rate. Jesus.com. You know, I bucket the Omen, Mithorian Kagadora poster, or the calendar, or the Kagadora with the classic calendar, with the spirals, and, you can hang it up and flip it and all that kind of stuff. We got two versions, the PDF and the image file. Pick your choice. The one that comes without fiat is the poster. The one that costs now is the classic. Anywho, erectionary.com. Thanks to our Ta Ra I Ba El member, or Ma Mi Ba Or. Ma Mi Ma Ba Or. That's member. That requested the words thank you and cry. We just did a 37-minute video that's compressed. It's going to be uploaded. I thought I'd expand on that. We were talking about how the Draconians written themselves against themselves. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read through. I'm not going to do any breakdowns. I'm just going to expand on the punishment. I want to make something clear. It's about accountability. We have to be responsible for what we say, and our reality is based on what we say. And we're focused on going to jail, lake of fire, and all this type of stuff. But what we got to do is realize the sound reality. And what is realized is that they no longer have something that can be represented optically as that gives them the authority. Okay. They literally are now trying to make it clear that they are actually with the galactic gangsters. Okay. Which is just means nothing. Okay, means nothing. Because they written themselves in as the galactic authority, like sound, the creators of things of this world, and doesn't matter about the language, because their God did create everything by their words. Right? Because we now know what those words mean, and they don't mean what we're looking at, what we can sense. Right? What we're looking at is we're looking at the words, right? And we're attaching them to things that we can sense without using our senses. Okay, so what they lose is they lose the authority of Ra, as the God, and all the deities that are attached to the other elements. Okay, they're reduced to what they are. Okay, not even a single cell amoeba. Okay, not even. No life form. Nothing could represent them. This is the reality. Okay, that's the, if you want to say punishment. Okay, and so this is why everything is happening the way that it is. It doesn't matter how they want to make it look, that's just for their face, whatever it is now. Okay, but they don't have anything but the force that they've created. Okay, and that's why things are the way that they have to be from them. Okay, and for us, we just have to continue moving forward, being sound, practicing soundness, right? We can't focus on what they want to do, what they want to do to us and all these types of stuff. At all costs, we have to understand what it means to be a sound being, because that has authority. Okay, and truthfully, like I was saying, the 1% is going to end up being the sound beings, and the 1% that is said to be in control of the 99% will be along with that 99%, because there would only be literally 1% of the population that can truly be classified and live sound. Okay, and under all other circumstances, with being IDs and all this voluntary stuff and shit, it is what it is. Okay, so we can't be focused on, people going to jail or people coming to take us away. We gotta focus on, being able to deconstruct and decode our reality, our surroundings, starting from ourselves, right? Reading the books, getting the lessons, taking in the sound logic, and just rethinking things, making a hobby out of, looking at something and sounding it out and changing what it's called, recalling things. Just like they said in the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve were given the dominion to name all things. And so name means they were given the dominion to negate me, right? To put things, callings on things that would negate whoever it is saying the calling. That's what name is, negate me. That's why y'all have to come and decode your names, peeps. Just $45. That's nothing. Nothing. Okay? Nothing. Look what everybody's charging for shit, and it's actually nothing. And I got the something. And for your life of use, your spiritual equity is so depleted. You can't do it. So anyways, let's read this. Cry equals agree to be without radiance. When a soul is emotionally moved to shed the tears, they are being torn away, separated, or united with a realization. When the sky is covered with clouds, separating Ra from its I do Els, that are the sound elements that think and erect, radiating on, that's life forms. Only after rainfall are the sun and souls in each optical view. Infidel is a felled I do El. In Christianity, Islam, and other religions, idols, worshippers, and infidels are those who are considered those who do not believe or follow religious scripture. If the scripture are the words of the God that is said to be the creator of all things, true to the meaning of the word, not the sound, motion of those words are against the Sol Ra Amstem, solar system, as being led by the sun is the idol. Then punishing souls who are felled idol-els makes them idol worshippers. The act of being separated from being the idol-el would be dikarai, or badi, ba-id. By saying you have a body, you are agreeing to be in a constant state separated from Ra, the source of radiance, and are forfeiting your status as a self-ability to radiate, which is to broadcast your soul voice. Crying is a result of a ba'ai al-o-jika'al, reaction that causes the gases to convert to a liquid that is evicted from your CM, your eyes. CM equals severed my entity, severed from entitlement. C equals severed by removed. R equals raw. Y equals agree. Ka-rai. All right, folks. Buckas. There you go. So the full video, 37 minutes long. You gotta go to my website. You might still be able to catch it on my YouTube, truetalk.org channel. But I got a lot of unlisting to do to make it available only through my website for many reasons, protection and all that stuff. And also for value, because we do have members now, right? And the whole idea is of us to, start operating, free, independent, I should say, right? So go to jesus.com, support to Anka'u, and yeah, we got to just look at things as we got to recall things, okay? So it's very important for everybody to get into sound logic, get yourselves initiated with the Ibaka to Omen, start learning, start just, renaming yourselves and just everything, go through everything. And that's all that needs to be done right now. We need to be in a process of reclamation, okay? And that's recollection. Yeah, a recollection. That's what we got to do, is we got to recall things. Okay, so not recall as in get back what we put out. We don't want to get back what we put out, because what we were putting out, remember, were corrupt codes. Okay, so we got to fall out of following all this lingo that are keeping us in the loop. Okay, we really got to just, if you are people that truly follow, and when it comes to me, it makes your senses activate, and that's a cue for you to internalize and mentally, conflict interacting with me. Okay, then you got to go against that and go back to the state where you just believe and trust and all that shit. Okay, because we're running out of opportunity to do what we got to do, and it's being accountable for what we say. So in the privacy in our own homes, wherever we are, we have to start saying and calling what we're doing what it is, and what it is should be what we intend, and what we intend is what we believe we are doing. But I'm telling you, what we believe we are doing is commanded to end up a different way. Christ Ray Chaplain, Tata, Amin Ra.